morning. If you just joined us watching IrelandAm, it's Thursday the 19th of October.
Aidan is with David Whelehan. Hi, out on the wine again, Aidan.
Not me, David's guest. You will know the stage Robert Moloney from the opening of many a good envelope he's been at. And experienced palate at this stage. Sandra Mooney also joins us this week, and you have a huge interest in wine.
Yes, no, I've studied for, I've got my wine diploma and I'm in a wine club as well, so I taste wine regularly.
Excellent.
So.
All right, we'll be pulling you through the paces a little bit later on, or David will be pulling you through the paces a little bit later on. What wines are we going to be looking at?
So we're going to be focusing on probably my favourite grape variety, and then we're going to be tasting our wine of the week, which is a Chianti Reserva.
Excellent stuff. That's all coming up just after 8:30 this morning. Now let's go back inside the studio.
Now, I'm going to embarrass you, Mr. Moloney, because I didn't recognise him last week, because it's been about 25 years since I saw him, and he was young and beautiful and loads of hair last time I did. But his brother is one of the finest broadcasters of his generation, is Mike Moloney. So who people will remember.
Who's his brother?
His brother, Mike Moloney. Yeah. He's now known as the Sultan of Sligo.
Is it Moloney after midnight?
And Robbie is muttering something under his breath there. I can take it. Go on, say it.
I'll say it for him. Robbie got the brains, Robbie got the ability, Robbie got the looks, and Robbie is here with us on the telly this morning, and we are very grateful for coming in. Thanks very much. Cheers, Mark. He says cheers, Mark, and he said something else under his breath, but I will not repeat it.
I know he did. Right, you were talking about, seriously, we were talking about what bands would you like to see?
You know, there's an interesting one here.
Moloney's back, because I'm marrying you off there already, and Sandra Mooney joins us this week as well, and both like their glasses of wine, both have an interest in wine. So, David, talk to me about this first wine.
So the first wine is going to exude these aromas and flavours here. So there's going to be a melange of citrus, apples, white nectarines, pineapples, and there's going to be some mineral character coming through. So there's two different styles of wine, all from the same grape. So Sandra will immediately know what the grape variety is, I suspect, once she sees these little aromas being spelt out. Robert might be challenged a little bit more, but so your first impressions on wine number one?
This is a lovely wine. Happy with it? Yeah.
It's very aromatic nose. There is lots of sort of like peaches and fruits, and you can get some stone on when you actually taste the wine
on the palate, whatever.
So,
which is true to the fall of this grape variety. I'm going to reveal it now in a few seconds. Roughly, what kind of price point would you think this wine is?
15.
maybe
15.
about 12.
12. Okay, we move on. So that's wine.
All right. Interested to hear what comes out of the reveal in a few minutes' time.
Wine number two.
Wine number two.
Now, sorry, should we do it to Sandra first? Excuse me there. Now, quite different in style.
Here we go. You're enjoying that?
Oh yeah, there'll never be a Judd wine with David. There's a lot less flavour in that, there's a lot more sort of warmer fruit and on that one.
On the first one.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit softer. I'm sort of getting more melons. I prefer the first one, I think, actually.
Right, that's interesting. That would be very interesting, because this one is leaner, and I've actually kind of confused it a little bit, because the other one was from a slightly warmer area, so it's more express fruit. This one's leaner, more mineral, and hence the stony influences there, whatever. You know, a little bit of Pierre Fusil going on in the background.
Okay.
So let me reveal very quickly what the two wines were. Wine number one was no other than the...
Did we put a price on the second one, David, did we?
Peacock Chardonnay. Oh yeah, what was the price of the second one while we're doing the reveal?
€9, something like that.
Maybe go about 15.
Okay.
Nine and
All right.
They're a generous bunch now.
You know working in wine sales, Sandra, do you?
That's wine number two.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we have a Chardonnay from the south of France, and we have Chablis, and of course Chablis is made from the Chardonnay grape, and so often I'm around people saying they don't like Chardonnay but they actually like a nice Chablis. Chablis is one of the great dry white wines, as we well know. And here's the little tip is 2012 vintage in Burgundy is not looking good for Chablis, so prices are going to go up dramatically. So if you like Chablis, now's the time to actually seize upon it. And these are the aromas and flavours that you're always going to associate with the Chardonnay. And the Chardonnay is one of the greatest white grapes in the world, you know, if not the greatest white grape, which gets terribly maligned, sadly.
So when you come in to do this blind tasting, how difficult is it? You know what you like when you go to the shop, and you bring home, or maybe whatever, entertaining, whatever. So how difficult is it actually to come in and do this without any information at all?
I think it's easy for me. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah, perfect.
So, you know, like, I always thought Chardonnays would be sweeter, but that was more like, you know, the Sauvignon Blanc that my wife would like.
Okay, fair enough, yeah. And Sandra?
Yeah, no, it's always interesting to try, and I think it's good to try to taste blind, because you get used to drinking the same wines, and it's good to try different wines, and even to see you know, same grape variety from different regions.
So it really broadens the horizons as far as the wine tasting is concerned. Yeah.
The wines here, the Chardonnay that was getting quite high prices put up to it was actually $5.99 from Lidl. So there we are. And the Chablis was $8.99 from Lidl.
Okay.
And then we're going to go on to the wine of the week now,
Which suggests that these are very good wines and a great value if both our panelists.
certainly.
They were dearer, 15 and 12.
15 and 12 and a 5.99, you know, as I say, and it's well made, and that's why I actually selected here. And
Okay.
this is then what I thought would be a nice wine of the week, which is a Chianti Reserva 2008. Now this is quite slightly on the more austere side. It's not bursting with fruit, so it won't appeal to everybody, and it's definitely to be had with food. But it's got good acidity, that kind of nice bitter cherry kick that we associate with the Sangiovese, but definitely a food wine. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's got that very dryness of a, I don't know, Cabernet or whatever it is, you know, that's sort of
Nice piece of roast beef to go to perhaps good steak.
Would be,
You can get lots of sort of blackcurrant fruits, and it is very nice.
But I do say, definitely with food, it's not a mass appeal wine, I'd say. It's
right.
definitely on the drier, leaner side.
You should have told us beforehand. We could have got the roast beef sandwiches.
Absolutely.
Okay, listen, Sandra, Robbie, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We look forward to seeing you again in the wine club. And David, thanks, pleasure as always. You're tweeting your wine of the day
At 12 o'clock.
at 12 o'clock today. Give us the details. Where are we looking for you?
At Whelehan's Wines.
At Wheelhands Wines. All right, and if you'd like to be part of the IrelandAm Wine Club and receive weekly updates about the wines we feature in the show, simply email amwineclub at tv3.ie. You can also apply to be part of the panel. And we like these two. Simply send your reasons why you'd like to be involved to IrelandAm at tv3.ie. It's him we need to get rid of. No, I'm going to take a break. See you back for more shortly.